Morning.
It's Friday.
Morning, everybody. Good to see you guys this morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Lots of L's on our hello. Okay. Let's talk moving. Let's talk moving theme today.
Moving. Okay.
Have you ever moved?
Good intro.
Deep question. How do you feel about moving?
I'm moving right now. Yep. We wanted to circle back and just talk to you guys a little bit about something that we have been working on for a really, really long time. And
It's a big splash.
and that is the building search that we have been a part of, and the purpose of our fasting that we did during
Yes.
Lent. We ended up having to go into isolation, stay-at-home quarantine stuff towards the end of our fast. So we never really got to
Yeah.
button that up the way that we wanted
Right.
to.
So over Lent, right before all of this started, we took the Lent season to do an expansion fast because we knew that God had good plans for us to move us. He has spoken in several different ways over the past, and we just knew a new building was coming, that it was time.
Mhm.
And so we gathered as a church to fast and pray together to see God do what only He could do.
Right.
And right in the midst of that, we kind of hit a fizzle moment. We didn't stop fasting, but we weren't really able to gather.
Did you say what kind of moment?
A fizzle?
A fizzle moment.
A fizzle
I
moment.
thought you said a sizzle moment. I'm like,
It's like what happens when you let the air out of the balloon. Do
uh-huh.
you want to describe that?
No.
No sound effects?
You can do it.
No, I wanted you to do it. I asked you first. Yes, we could do it together. Anyways, so some of the air escaped from the expansion fast balloon.
We wanted to have like a great big party to celebrate and honor what Youth Thrivers have been doing and working so hard at. And it was just really, really fun for us to see the incredible variety of things that you guys had set aside in your lives so that we could seek God for a new church home for ourselves.
Yeah. So we know that several people maybe took a little sidetrack on the fast, but then they came back to it.
Yeah.
But we weren't able to really get the testimony, momentum going of what God was doing and celebrate and kind of feed off of each other's victories. So we know that God used that season and that we continue to pray. But I know for me personally, I don't know about you, but I got a little distracted. I still was fasting, but in terms of the prayer, my prayer changed because of the crisis. And so my prayer changed a bit. The focus did. So I know that we'll come back to another time where it'll get close to seeing God move, and we'll come back to a fast together. And I'm excited for that.
I've actually felt like I almost wanted to go back into another fast, because of what was happening with the coronavirus and the intensity of our time and all the different things that God is wanting to do. It's almost like, oh my gosh, we have to seek God all the more, and not just for a building and not just for a breakthrough our own lives or our own families, but just to see God really do what He wants to do in the entire church and in the whole world, because this is such an incredible season of God moving right now.
Yeah.
And, we don't want to miss that. So,
but we were excited to hear some of the testimonies from some of you, what you were praying for and how quickly God was moving on your behalf in your businesses, and for Kevin, some of the specific personal things for his family that he was praying for, the fruit of that we're still seeing. So it's exciting, but we wanted to give you some building updates because we did make, we were pressing into this as a group of people. It's a big deal for us for 2020.
Yeah.
And we're still in 2020 and we still need a building, and God is still doing stuff. So we just wanted to circle back to that. So do you want to start by sharing anything?
Sure. I'll share anything, hopefully on topic.
And I hope there's sound effects.
Yeah. So, so we want to let you guys know that we continue to search for a new home for ourselves. We are trying to find a church location in Palatine. Ideally, we would keep it in the Palatine area. And so we've got a realtor named Eric, who is just an amazing Kingdom guy. He partnered with us when we did Alpha at Rand Grove Village. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. And he's a realtor, and he has been working so diligently and so amazingly to help us to find either a new building or property to buy and build a church on. And it's sort of like ebbs and flows, right? And it's like things will pop up, and we'll look at a couple of different, locations or buildings, and then they'll, some of those will go away. But we have one that we're really, really zoomed in on right now, and we've done some work on it, and it seems like that's what the Lord is doing, at least right now. And we're going to just investigate that and keep working with it. So, do you want to tell them about where that is?
It's in Palatine, and it's just there's a lot that is cleared, and it's beautiful and really good visibility. And so we're just working with the village. I don't know if we can necessarily share the location, but we're working with the village, and we're working on some drawings on how we would use the space. And so we're excited about that. And I know for me, I was kind of just asking the Lord, like, okay, so like you knew this timing, you knew this season would come, and what does God have to say kind of about the fact that we started this, we pursued it, we thought that things were going to move kind of along our timeline, of course, and from our perspective of what's going on in the world. But so could I share just a little bit about what I feel like God might be saying? And we know that he's always at work.
Yeah, but first, can you give me a Kleenex?
Kevin needs a Kleenex. So
we're still in allergy season.
Jesus says, my Father is always working. He's always at work. And I was just kind of processing with the Lord, like, just his take on this, just to draw some encouragement. And I felt like he just instantly kind of reminded me of Gideon. And that Gideon was not Joshua facing a battle like Joshua's. I've been talking a lot about Joshua lately, but he was facing a battle, and he started out with like around 32,000 able-bodied soldiers to go to this war. And of course, he approached it as any human military leader would, right? He approached it like a lot of people, training, strategy. And God said to him, he said, listen, you are not going to win this battle with this many people, because if you do, you're going to take all the glory, and you're not going to know that it was me behind you giving you this victory. And so the battle went from, the army went from 32,000 men down to 10,000 men. He said, anybody who's scared, go home. And I can't believe that only 22,000 people went home. So he gave a hall pass to 22,000 guys, and they left.
22,000 wussies.
Yeah, they're not using that word. They're fine. Anyways, so then they started 10,000, and God's still like, nope, this is still too many people, because you're going to take credit here, and I want all the glory from this day. And so he took them down to the river and had them drink, because there's different drinking styles from a river apparently. There's two ways to skin that cat.
Lap like a dog.
Yes, skin that dog. And so people that would drink, we have balloon sound effects, we have lapping sound effects from their hands. They were like the raffle prize winners. They got to stay. So 300 men go and take this battle. They beat the Midians, they're Israel's enemies in that day. And the truth is that the army still showed up, right? They still came prepared to battle, and we still show up ready to pray, ready to fast, ready to seek God from our place on earth. And then God decides how the battle is won, right? In that moment. And this battle was won like no other battle had ever been won before. Torches and sounds, and the Midians turn on each other. And so I just think the truth is that God is deliverer, and how he decides to deliver is up to him. We do show up praying, fasting, and none of it's a waste. And then God decides.
And not giving up, like the call and the purposes of God do not change. And so circumstances change, and strategies sometimes change, but the calling and the purpose doesn't change. And so we feel as sure as ever that that God is doing something in Thrive and through Thrive, that he has great plans for us, and that there's work to do. There's work to do. And so we are going to keep walking in faith, and God has always taken great care of us.
So there will be a great victory, and it'll just be fun to see how God delivers and what he delivers. But we show up, we do our part, we pray, we seek, we knock, and we believe, we stand in faith. So
you guys, please continue to press in, continue to pray, continue to, that's how God moves, right? Is in answer to prayer. Our prayers are powerful. And so if you would continue to pray that God would move on our behalf and that he would fit us into exactly the right place, a place where we can flourish, a place where we can thrive, where we can grow, and where we can cause all of our communities around us to thrive and to grow. That's really our heart.
Yeah. So we're still just trusting the Lord, and it's more of a season of rest. I mean, obviously this is where we're at as a nation. There's this, nice big pause button in the season of rest. It's still super hopeful, and still can't wait I just love sometimes to think about the future, the hope of like that day when God comes through, when he is deliverer. So we get to just kind of just imagine and partner with that faith in that moment. So
good.
So so that's kind of our building plan, move, update, and we just trust in the Lord, see what he can do, the victory that he can bring with 300 men. So
all right, or a couple hundred thrivers.
Yes.
All right, we love you guys. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Be praying for Molly and I, just that God would speak to us and that we would be able to hear him and follow the lead of the Holy Spirit. Be praying for our church to be effective in everything that God is calling us to do in this season, that we would know. And we're excited about what God's up to.
Sunday's Communion Sunday.
Yeah.
So get your stuff ready.
Your elements.
Your elements.
And your hearts.
Such a fancy word. Your elements. Okay. So we will see you Sunday, Facebook Live, YouTube Live at 10 a.m. for worship and a message.
All right.
See you
Bye,
then.
guys.
Bye.